Hello everyone, in this video we will see the process, or rather the strategy that will be used, our binary robot, which is the very easy strategy, of Pedro Lopez. Well, something similar, the change is not so serious, and we will recreate it in its simplest stage. The idea is that you try the robot in demo account obviously, and you improve it, that's the challenge. Let's start. We declare 9 double-type variables, starting with sum, average, variance, devastandar, t-varianza, upper band, lower band, mean, sum m. We put a timer corresponding to each asset. I will mark them, enabled I leave it false, the interval to 60,000 and double-click on it. Again we put a try, this is very important since we need this exception for the first minutes of execution. We place a for cycle, to add the data we have in our data grid view, placing in its central part as we see data grid view 1.row count -1, and in the first part after int, I equal our counter variable -6. With this we start to build our Bollinger Bands. The 6 is the number of periods we use in the original AZ strategy, so they can increase that number if they use the strategy, or place it in another variable. Again we put a try. Among the keys, sum plus equal convert point to double parenthesis and inside data grid view 1 point rows brackets, I point cells square brackets 0 point value point tossed ring parenthesis. Average equal divided sum 6. Copy the for cycle for the variance and add so that it remains, variance more equal math.pow parenthesis convert point to double parenthesis and inside data grid view 1 point rows square brackets I point cells square brackets 0 point value point to string parenthesis minus convert point to double parenthesis average comma 2. Therefore, equal variance 5.devstandard equals math point sqrt parenthesis t varianza. Higher band average equals more parenthesis by standard 2. Higher band same average minus standard parenthesis by 2, we already have our Bollinger Bands. Again for n data grid view 1 point row count -1, this is for the simple moving average, and yes, the main change is that we will use a simple moving average instead of the exponential. Continuing in the keys we place, sum m more equal convert point to double parenthesis and in data grid view 1 point rows brackets I point cells square brackets 0 point value point to string parenthesis. And outside, media equal sum m divided counter, and with that we would have our indicators. And then we will add more indicators if it really is necessary. I think you have already noticed that this moving average is not 100 periods as the original strategy. There are 2 changes. The latter does not consider it as important because the average tries to indicate the trend. In the first minutes it is simply not going to run because it does not have enough data, and if it does it is because the trend is very strong in theory, and on the other hand the fact that we seek to automate operations does not imply that take into account news, schedules, and other factors. With this I mean that I have not put it to work with more than 300 periods, or 5 hours, well as with the Bollinger Bands, you can modify with that method to have 100 periods or those who want. Then, if price brackets 0 less than or equal to lower band and price brackets 0 lower than average, we will place the following to call our already recorded TinyTask. System.diagnostics point process point start parenthesis at quotes and inside the quotes the address of our TinyTask for purchase or the option goes up. The option sale or low is, if price brackets 0 greater than or equal to upper band and price brackets 0 lower than average. Call us with the code previously used our TinyTask for low option of that asset. Do not forget to place rec point. We put else, and inside sum equal 0, equal variance 0 and sum m equal 0, the for cycles tend to add with the value they had from the previous operation, so we have to return them to 0, I put it in the else, to that I do not perform operations so often, in wrong options. We double-click on our radio button, and in the one that says play, we put the name of the timer corresponding to that asset, point start parenthesis and in the stop point. The same for each added asset. It is not the most successful binary robot on the planet, since there are some who promise never to lose an operation, although we do not know how true it is, but they can try it as much as they want in demo account. Share your experiences in the comments. From the heart I hope that they are positive for all, and I do not promise anything but stay tuned for possible improvements. Thanks.